So recently I shot a video called 10 Things to Do Before You Become an Entrepreneur. And one of the points was learning how to research, because in the world of business, there's a lot of research you're going to have to do. Here's why: because the better you are at gaining the information to make a sound decision, minimizes risks, increases return, which is exactly what you want as a business owner, because it gives you a longer span to be in business. So today I'm going to explain to you how I research. I've been researching for a very long time, and eventually even get better at this game. But it's very, very important. By the way, there's 3 different reasons why people typically will do research. One of them will be for pure fun and entertainment. For instance, we're at a restaurant last night in Miami. It's 10:30 at night. All of a sudden, conversation comes up about the greatest basketball player of all time. No one's going to make money off this. That's for entertainment. That's just for talk. The second research we do is for self-education. I want to know more because I want to be educated for me. This is not, let me express my point why I believe Tom Brady is the greatest, not Joe Montana or whatever that debate is. Self-education, I'm just doing it for myself. Number 3 reason why you and I will do research is we want to make a better decision. Marriage, business, whatever it is. Finances, we want to make a better decision. So know which levels of research there is out there. Having said that, let me get into how I process my own way of researching things. Number 1, choose the topic. What's the topic? Marriage. Buy real estate or rent a home. Politics, sports, whatever it is. Move. When we wanted to move to Texas, that's our topic. We want to move to Texas. Why do we want to move to Texas? So that's the topic. Step number 2, what are you solving for? What are you solving for? For instance, I'll give you an idea what I mean by this. Let's just say you are thinking about real estate. Well, what are you solving for? Are you solving for income? You want to have long-term income, so you want to buy properties, so you have a lot of income for 20, 30 years from now because you own all these properties. Is it for flip because you want to buy and sell and make short-term money? Is it equity? Is it partnership? Is it to go into business with somebody because you want to figure out a way to do other business with them long-term? What are you solving for? So that's the first question you got to ask yourself on that. What are you solving for sports? This is for kicks. Let's just say, let's figure out who's the greatest basketball player of all time. What are we solving for? Is it who had the longest lifespan that I can bring him in and he can be a face of my team for 20 years? Is it a person that I can count on last minute to take the shot who's got the killer instinct? Is it the guy that knows how to mess with the other guy's head to make him lose and this guy beats him? Is it a guy that can go out there and dominate a game and win it no matter what it is and have a great season or stats? What are we solving for, right? So, and then becomes relationships. Are you solving because you want to marry this girl? Are you solving because you want to date this girl? Are you solving because what do you want to do? So you're figuring out what you're solving for. Number 3 is go get as much data and stats as you can possibly get. I had a guy that was afraid of getting married. I said, why are you afraid of getting married? He says, everybody gets a divorce around me. Go get the data. What causes it? Why does this happen? Get the stats. Get some data. Last night, the whole thing about the greatest of all time. So step number 1, what's the topic? NBA's greatest player of all time. Number 2, what are we solving for? What player had the longevity that performed, won championships, et cetera, et cetera? Here's stats. Last night, typically people talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James right now. The debate's coming up, and it used to be Kobe. It's no longer Kobe. But last night I pulled up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This guy was a 19-season All-Star. He shot free throws 72% as a guy that big. 72% free throw. His last 9 seasons, listen to this stat, his last 9 seasons, not one season did he play less than 70 games, which means he never got hurt. This guy averaged 16, 17 rebounds in his first 5, 6 years. Career, I think, is 11.9. Team point average, he was 26, 27 career, 6 MVPs, 6 championships. I mean, all these stats that comes up with that. So I'm gaining the stats, right? Real estate. If I'm wanting to buy, let me get the stats on, I want to buy a house in Austin. I want to buy commercial real estate in Austin. What is my returns between Houston and Austin? What is the stats here? What does the trend look like? What does the trajectory look like? Who's moving to the city? Which cities attracting more companies? Which cities attracting more headquarters? Which city has the middle America families? Just earlier today, Grant and I were talking. Grant Cardone and I were talking. I'm in Miami visiting him. He's got $500 million of real estate holdings. And he said he's going to Houston to go out there and invest in some properties. I said, what are you solving for? Middle America? He says, yes, my clientele is $1,200 a month rent. He's very specific on who he's looking for. He's solving for $1,200, so he's averaging out in this area, middle America, makes $55,000. I want to go into that market because these guys don't buy, they're going to rent, passive income for me, et cetera, right? So you're going to get as much stats as possible. Then next, once you get the stats, is I like to go and hear opposing views. And let me tell you what I mean by opposing views. What's opposing views? Let's go through the entertainment part. Somebody who's an absolute MJ fan and cannot stand LeBron, somebody who's an absolute LeBron fan, can't stand MJ, and somebody that's a Kareem fan, Magic fan, Kobe fan. I want to hear the different views on what they're saying. These are opinions. I want to hear a guy that absolutely doesn't believe in real estate investments, doesn't believe in it. He thinks you should rent. I want to hear his views. Why? I want to hear this guy that says you're the biggest dummy if you don't go out there and invest into property. Tell me why. If it's politics, I don't like, some people only watch CNN. Some people only watch Fox. Some people only watch MSNBC. Some people don't watch anything. Some people don't follow any of politics. But let's just say I want to figure out a better way to see an issue. I'll turn on one channel, we'll say, Donald Trump just made a historic, move when he went on his tour and he met no president in the history. And then I'll go on the other channel, CNN will say, this is by far the first time a president has made such a terrible decision to put the country at risk. I want to hear both, right? So I want to hear opposing views. Marriage, I want to talk to somebody who believes in marriage. I want to talk to somebody that doesn't believe in marriage. Faith, I want to talk to somebody that's a Christian and atheist, a Scientologist. That's what I did back in 2002, 2003. I went to every single religion and I went to Scientology all day. I'm there for 12 hours asking questions. I went to Jehovah. I went to LDS Mormonism. I went to Judaism, Muslim, Christianity. I went to everything because I wanted to know. So I wanted opposing views on what this person thinks about this person, what that person thinks about this. And I went into the experts. And keep in mind, back in the days, one thing about getting stats I want to add on that I didn't talk about. Back in the days, nobody could come and say, an unknown source told us that President Obama was the person who leaked. You couldn't say unknown. You had to have a confirmed person that said something. Nowadays, the media can use unknown for every single thing. So I can literally do a video right now and tell you an unknown source told me that Magic Johnson is running for president in 2020. I can say that. And I cannot get in trouble for it, and no one's going to say, hey, it's all right. And who must be his unknown source? I don't have to give that to you. Back in the days, you had to. When you are doing research and you're hearing views, I don't pay attention to the unknown. I want to know who knows. I want to know it's a credible source. I want to know who the name is of the person that believes in what is their credibility in the marketplace. What do they think about this? I want to know that. And by the way, on both sides. I remember being in California. I was invited to this very, very, very wealthy $3.9 billion man's house. It was in Malibu. And I went there, and it was a fascinating night because here was the Democratic presidential campaign manager for Clinton, Bill Clinton, and here was the Republican presidential campaign manager for Bush. Both of them won, Bush Jr., GW, and Bill Clinton. And they were going at it, right? I mean, that hour and a half for me was, I'm just listening to these guys going at it because both of them have credibility. Both of them help somebody become a president. Both of them going to talk a lot of shit to each other. Both of them are going to say what's wrong with this person, what's wrong with that person, and you just kind of watch this battle go at it, right? You learn more in that than you do just somebody without any credibility because this guy's holding the other guy accountable. Number five. Once I do my research on whatever it is, we want to move to Texas. I'll go through it with you right now. Topic, moving to Texas instead of California. Number 2, what are we solving for? A good place for headquarters. Texas has the most Fortune 500 headquarters in America, tied with New York. California's number 3, but it's dropping off because more headquarters are leaving. Okay, so better headquarters. State taxes. Texas has no taxes. California's got 13.3, 9.3 to 13.3. Texas, 0 state taxes. What else are we solving for? Lifestyle for my employees that are working there will be better because they can save more money. I can pay them more. What else are we solving for? My family, good community. I'm a capitalist. I'm an entrepreneur. This is a good area. Why don't we do this? That was number 2, right? Then I'll go and get the facts. Let's get the facts. 13.3 taxes, all these stats. How many people are, for every one person from Texas that moves to California, 2 people from California are moving to Texas, according to Time Magazine. So why is this happening? According to these stats, Texas offers more this, California offers more this. Then I got the stats. Once you get the stats, then I hear opposing views. I want to hear what people from Texas are saying about California. I want to know what people from California are saying about Texas, specifically with Governor Perry, who was the governor of Texas. And I want to hear what Governor Brown, is governor of California, is saying about Texas. I want to know both views. Then from there, step number 5 is you go to somebody, 2 people close to you, that you value their opinion, and you present them your research. And you'll let them come back and say, well, I don't know about this, Pat, because the one thing you're not looking at is that. He's right. That makes sense. Oh, I think I agree with you, Pat, because look, John, what you're saying over this, because one of the things that I don't agree with you that I agree with Pat is the fact that this, but Pat, the one thing I don't think you're looking at is the long-term effects of this decision that you're making, because if the money can be put in another place, then once you have that, that's step number 5. Number 6 is come up with your own conclusion on what you believe the best decision is going to be made, and what you believe your best opinion will be on a move to Texas, on marriage or staying single, on buying or renting, on being a capitalist, a socialist or a communist, a Republican or a Democrat, on being an atheist or a Christian, or whatever it is that you want to be there, on LeBron, on Jordan, on Kobe or Kareem. Then you make that decision and face the worst case, best case. What's the worst case, best case? Best case, I believe this is the decision that I need to start buying properties because I'm going to have some income going long term. Worst case, it completely flops because the market tanks and I lose my income and I didn't make the best decision for myself. Okay, can you handle the worst case? Yes, then go. Best case, I think MJ is the greatest basketball player of all time. Worst case, LeBron wins 3 more championships than people say he's got 6, and he's been in the championship 2 different teams 4 times. No one's ever done that before. He's got all these stats. He's that. Maybe this is the way. Jordan got kicked out of, a first round 3 times. LeBron's never gotten kicked out of first round. That's a pretty strong argument right there, right? I'm an MJ guy. I'm a Kobe guy. So this is what I believe in. I'm comfortable with this. And then you go take a stand for whatever you believe in, whatever you've done based on your research, knowing that you're still going to have opposition based on whatever decision you're making, but it makes sense to you. And by the way, what I just told you, some of you guys may say, Pat, this makes no sense with career or business. I mean, you talk sports and all this other stuff. Go career. In 1999, I'm working at Valley Total Fitness. I knew that the way to go was to learn sales. Then I knew I had to learn how to manage salespeople. Then I knew I had to be an entrepreneur. And then I knew I had to learn how to treat my business as a CEO, because if I don't, I'm going to flop. I knew that. So once I knew I was going to be in sales, then I had to ask myself, what industry? So if I wanted to find out the industry, what am I solving for? I wanted an industry. I talked about a couple last night. Paul and I, we were at St. Regis here in Bal Harbour, Miami. We're staying at a $12 million penthouse here, view of the Miami Beach here. We're having a good time, and we were here for a couple different business meetings. But last night I'm telling this guy, we're talking, and one of the things I was telling him, what was I just talking about right now, Paul? I was talking about I was talking to a couple, but the point I was making is, what point was I making? Yeah, industry. So I was talking to the guy, and I said, for me, what am I solving for with an industry? So in 99, I wanted an industry where I could have a life and I can go do whatever I want with my life and have my kids here, and my kids can come to the business, and I want to have a good family. I want to be able to do those things. I want to be very wealthy. I want to have money. I want an income that's going to pay me for the rest of my life. I want freedom. I want control. I don't want to constantly be selling a house on Sunday, so I eliminated real estate. And then I went through a process of elimination. I got a ton of research I did on the stock market, why people were getting Series 7s in 1990s, why people were getting Series 6 and 63s in 80s, why people were getting insurance license in the 70s, why people got their real estate license in 2000s, why people are, I wanted to find out all these stats. I wanted to find out what the real estate trajectory looked like every decade, and why is it that for every 2 decades real estate does bad, then we have 1 great decade, then 2. You go back in the last 10 decades, you'll see that trend, which 2 bad, 1 great, 2 bad, 1 great, 2 bad, 1 great. And we just had a great decade in the 2000s. That means we may have 2 more bad decades in 2010s and 2020s, and 2030 becomes an explosive decade in real estate. I just started doing these research to get the numbers, and I made a decision to go into this. So the system I'm covering with you, the 6 steps: choose a topic. Number 2, what are you solving for? Number 3, get stats from credible sources. Get stats from credible sources. Number 4, hear opposing opinions on what people are saying. Number 5, go to 2 other people that you respect that have credibility with you and present them your research. And number 6, come up with your own conclusion on what you believe in and be prepared to know the worst case and the best case of you moving forward with the decision that you have made, and then see how that works out for you. That is the process I've used all these years for research. Some people may say, what sources do you use? Internet, Google, all this other stuff. I mean, again, that's the credible sources. When I hire people, I look at their social media, I look at their LinkedIn, I look at their Facebook. The higher the level is, the more research I'm trying to do. We're calling references. We do a background check because I want my odds in my favor. I have 2 other people that interview with them before we make a decision to bring them on board. We ask specific questions that I may bring, another person may bring. We may give them a challenge before we hire them, because that process has worked for us. And you got to also learn how to research on people. But every single thing you do, if the importance of the decision is high, requires more research. If the importance of the decision is low, it requires less research to make that decision. So I hope today you kind of got a chance to get into my mind and see how I process issues when we're researching a topic. And hopefully these 6 steps can help you as well when it comes down to doing research on anything in your life, business or personal life. And so if you have any questions about today's episode, make sure to comment on the bottom. If you haven't watched a video that I did called 10 Things You Need to Do Before You Become an Entrepreneur, Paul, why don't we put the thumbnail of it so you know what it looks like? The link will be on the bottom as well. I highly recommend you going and watching that video so you understand what gave birth to today's video. So if you have any questions, thoughts, comment on the bottom. If you have not subscribed to this channel, click here to subscribe. And you can join the notification squad by clicking on this alert button and being one of the first to receive the videos once the videos are uploaded on Valuetainment. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.